Hey everybody, what's going on? What's going on? Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Love Day. Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's having a great day. Woke up today, called all the folks you need to call, maybe even just turned your head to the person and was like, "Hey, what's up? What's up? Happy Love Day." Like maybe that was it. Maybe you had to pick up the phone, maybe you had to text, whatever it was. Hopefully you're having a pretty dope day, pretty amazing day. So I wanted to give everybody a chance. Normally we're in the morning, we start in like at 10 a.m., get it going for the day. But I was like, you know what? It's love day. Folks gonna be on a romantic or, just loving themselves, whatever it may be for you. And they may just need a little break, right? Need to get through the day, get through lunch, breakfast, lunch, and then come back at the end of the day. But also people may be traveling, right? So it's all good. We're gonna replay it, repost it, all that good stuff. But the day is important because not only is it about love day, is just human to human, maybe even romantic love, obviously, which is a big part of love, but really about workplace love, right? Because we talk about workplaces so much. You know, I know a lot of folks woke up this morning and they leaned into friendship love, they leaned into romantic love, they leaned into community love, love that they are very safe, they feel safe with, they feel familiar with. But I will tell you, so many of us who leaned into all those types of love, when we got to work or we logged on, whatever it may be, we probably put up that armor, that armor that says, all right, I'm here to work. I'm not here to love anybody, right? And that's why it's important for this conversation today. Because that same armor that we put up is the armor that's holding us back from being our best selves in the workplace, from getting the best out of others in the workplace, and for experiencing honestly just joy in the workplace. It's the armor. And you may have heard of armor, even if you have probably read or listened to Brene Brown. She speaks about this armor that we put up, that really shields us from being vulnerable and open, and that's a big piece of it. It's that armor that really, actually, really is the obstacle between actually entering into a workplace that on Sunday night my stomach ain't rumbling and I ain't nervous and depressed and mad about getting up on Monday morning. That's what we're talking about. So what is it about love that makes us feel so kind of funny about the workplace? We talk about love in the workplace, and people get real fidgety about connecting love and workplaces. And the crazy thing about it is, love is between two people, and workplaces have people. And so, no matter how much we want to fight this idea of love in the workplace, or we feel uncomfortable about love in the workplace, the truth of it is, and the facts are, that love already exists in the workplace. And as leaders, we have this great honor and responsibility of actually nurturing love in the workplace. Right. It's not the romantic love that we're talking about, right? It's not erotic love. It's not actually even friendship, agape love, or that type of universal love. It's not actually that either. No. Now it can take shape and form of filial love. Filial love is friendship love. Agape is that universal. It can take the shape and form of agape or philia, but really, I'm talking about something a little bit more understandable for many of us. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the chat. I'm gonna drop something in the chat. It's what I'll call a scholarly a definition of love. All right, scholarly definition of love. In organizational terms, love is the sum of the communications, policies, and actions, right, that together create the atmosphere of safety in the workplace. Policies, communications, and actions that basically create an atmosphere of safety. I mean, can you get behind that? If you think about it, if love in the workplace is a sum of the policies, communications, and actions that create a safe place, I think most leaders, if not all, would be able to get behind that definition of love in the workplace. That's love, right? Your policies speak love, right? Right? Your communications speak love, and your actions speak love. Now, that being said, we've worked with a number of organizations, and one of the first things we ask is, can we see your policies? And people say, well, yeah, I mean, because that's a normal question for a consultant, right? But we're looking at the policies for something uniquely different. I want to see if it speaks to me love, if it says love in the policy. When you look at a disciplinary policy or you look at something that deals with people, right? Does discipline say love? Does this policy about leave time say love? Does behaviors, do they speak to what love should feel like from human to human? And in communications, if you go into most organizations and you say, how does the organization speak to you? They can tell you right off the bat, oh, we love it. I mean, it's open communication, it's caring, when the tone of the emails and the signage, like everything speaks volumes because we know that they're really considering how we feel and how we are valued. Or it can be the flip side. It's like it's very harsh tones in emails. We don't feel included. We don't feel seen in communications, and so forth and so on. And in your actions, obviously, right? How do we act towards our teams in our organizations? But this is work. This is what love is from an academic definition, right? This is an academic definition when we think about the workplace. So I want to set aside this notion, right, where there's been a number of studies done around why people, they rebuke love in the workplace, and really the surface level really response is we rebuke it because we associate it with romantic love, and it just doesn't feel right, doesn't seem right that we should talk about love. But in the reality of it is the armor that we put up when we step into the workplace to fend off this idea of we don't want to talk about love is the same armor that's actually the obstacle to have genuine, authentic, healthy, and meaningful connections, right, with the people that we serve. It's actually, we're doing ourselves harm by not talking about embracing and deploying love in the workplace. When I was younger, I was a young supervisor. I was in my mid 20s, and I remember it just coming into the workplace being very driven, high driven kind of personality. And I remember always really having a feeling in a sense of I had to kind of think my way through, be logical, be practical, and also those types of things. And everything that came about, that's how I addressed it. And I was fairly successful as a young supervisor, but I recall though bumping up against walls that just didn't seem like should be obstacles. But now in hindsight, when I think about it, really what was happening was my armor to disconnect from a genuinely human to human, heart to heart way, that was the obstacle. I couldn't genuinely connect with my team, so they didn't feel safe. And if we go back to the academic definition of love in the workplace and we think about policies, right? I say I care about you, but the policies that I enforce or the policies that I write say otherwise. The communications. I say I care about you. I say that I'm here for you, but when I communicate with you via email or even directly in meetings, I have a different tone. I don't have a tone of love. I don't, it's not about getting over on somebody. It's not about, easing your way through, but it's about being mindful that there's a heart on the other end of this conversation, not just a thing. Yeah, I'm gonna touch somebody right there. There's a heart on the other side, not just a thing, not just a worker, a heart, a human heart. I was thinking when we think about the actions, I may say I care, right? I may even write down I care. I'll give you a birthday card, what have you. But my day in day out actions demonstrate otherwise. How then does someone feel safe to come into the workplace with their whole self, their full authentic self, and say, I'm here to give my all to someone who doesn't make me feel safe? Basically, the end run around that sentence is, How can I give you everything you ask from me if I don't feel loved? It's a serious question. I encounter many leaders who talk about the challenges that they have as far as taking their team from A to Z, elevating their team, the expectations that come along with leading a team, being productive, being high performing, you know, personalities, different types of behaviors, you name it, whatever it may be. I submit to you the challenges that we have little, if nothing, to do with behaviors and personalities, has everything to do with our armor that is preventing us from genuinely, authentically connecting and engaging with humans from heart to heart because we leave love at the door when we step into the workplace. The answer is very simple to me. And this is not an answer that's anecdotal, and it's not an answer that I just came up with because it feels good and it sounds good. Research says to us, not explicitly, but implicitly, research says to us through looking at variables around gratitude, purpose, resilience, mindset, behaviors, personalities. The research says to us that when someone feels included, valued, seen, heard, that they're going to step up because they know that you care in a deep way. The answer is simple. I have to affirm for myself, first and foremost, that I love the team that I serve before I can even serve my team. And I'll tell you this right here. That answer is going to be hard for a lot of folks. To be able to affirm, first and foremost, I have to say that I love my team. I can't coach my team until I love my team. I can't support my team until I love my team. I can't promote my team until I love my team. Because the reality of it is that even in the midst of the trials, love is going to support our ability to do what is necessary and right for the person in front of us. That's love, not hate, not disgust, not anxiousness, not despair, but love. Affirming first and foremost, I love my team. I love this team. I love the people on this team. And if you've ever been in any relationship worth talking about, you know for sure that when you affirm that you love the person, you can then take steps forward. The obstacles and the challenges always occur when we're in a place of disdain, disgust, anger. You can't get forward, can't move forward. It's almost impossible. It feels impossible. But we can say, you know what, I love this person. We're going to figure this thing out one way or another. I love you. We're going to figure out whether or not this is the place for you one way or another. I love you. We're going to try and help you get support around this certain topic, certain space in your leadership because we know it's important. I love you. I know you've been having challenges at home. I know that that's been coming into work. Let's talk about it. Let's figure this thing out. I love you. I know that the team isn't responding to you. I know you feel detached. But what I know and see in you is the ability to lead this team to the next level. We will figure this thing out. I love you. I love you is your answer. And I know you might say, man, that sounds good, but man, that's gonna be kind of crazy. Our workplace culture isn't really that folks gonna be bouncing off the walls. Well, let me tell you something. Everything that's ever been instituted in any culture in any organization was new. In that culture, at least, it was new. Are you going to be the one to be able to demonstrate that the answer is fairly simple? That the obstacles that we encounter in the workplace with human to human, heart to heart, have everything to do with the fact that we have decided to not affirm that there is a love connection between the two of us, human to human. that I love you as a human being, that I care what happens for you, that I genuinely am concerned, no matter if it works out here with you or not, I care about what happens to you. That is going to set you apart from any organization that's just coming in and just trying to go to work. You want to set your leadership apart? You want to set your organization apart? Affirm through your leadership, through your organizational culture, that you love every single human, period, full stop. And that is going to help you move it to the next level. What's up, Jess? What's on, fam? I know that the difficulties around really embracing sometimes this idea of love in the workplace, really it has nothing to do with that people don't want to talk about it. Honestly, it's about the historic nature of how workplaces operate. We operate with a get up, get it done, no matter what, at all costs. And we say we can't do that and love people at the same time. And what I suggest to you that is, you think that you can't. The truth of the matter is, you actually been doing the opposite of what you should have been doing. If you had integrated love into that get up and get it done, trust and believe me, you can do it every single day of the week, twice on Sunday. Love is powerful. We all can agree that love is powerful. If you ever had love in your life, and I'm pretty sure many of you that are listening, if not all of you, have had love in your life one way or another. It doesn't matter what type of love. It's a powerful emotion and action. Can you imagine just taking love into the workplace? There are many organizations that take love into the workplace. The military is one place I think about it. Yeah, love my brothers and sisters. Why? Because my life is on the line. I must love them. I must love them. My life is on the line. But I will submit to you that your life doesn't have to be on the line, because all workplaces are not like that. But if in fact you are able to again affirm for yourself that, yes, I do love these humans. Doesn't mean I like them all, because we're not gonna like everyone. Doesn't mean that we hang out every night. Doesn't mean we besties. What it means is, though, I see you as a human. I see you as a being that has a heart. I see you as someone that's going through life just like me. And because of that, I value you and I respect you. That's taking down the armor. What we've seen in our research, our research of our assessment that we've been administering over the past couple of years, is that vulnerability is one of the top data points that we see, that leaders are not vulnerable in the workplace for a number of reasons. And if you ask yourself, listen, can I love and not be vulnerable? Then I'm gonna tell you something. It's a hard road, right? Because vulnerability means, right, that we're taking down that armor, right? Going back to Brene Brown, we're taking down that armor. We're saying that I'm going to be open to the possibility of you hurting me. That's what vulnerability is. Look it up. Look up vulnerability in the dictionary. That's all it means. I'm going to open myself up to the possibility of you doing harm. Now, we're not talking about physical harm, right? But we are talking about, if I share something with you, you may share it with someone else. If I open myself, you may try to abuse that openness. But without that vulnerability, we can't have genuine and authentic connection ultimately. And though we don't have to be indiscriminate in our sharing to be vulnerable, we must be authentic. We must be open to the understanding that I have to actually show you who I am in some fashion, in some way, to build connection with you. It's love. It's love. And if you really sit on the definition of love, again, in the workplace, I think it's this academic definition, I think is a great starting point. I think it goes deeper. And we talk a lot about that in our facilitation with our clients. We go deeper into what love really feels like, looks like. But I think to begin your journey, if you've not yet really adopted hard work as a way of life yet, don't worry about it. Hopefully you will. If you've not adopted it yet, I ask that you look at this definition: the sum of the policies, communications, and actions that create a safe space. That's love. Can you say that about the place that you work? Can you say that about your leadership? Can you say definitively that the workplace that you go to every single day, when people enter into that space, whether virtually or otherwise, the policies and the communications and the actions create a safe space? That's your question. That's the starting point to saying, I'm going to love on my team today. That's the starting point. So I submit to you that hard work is a day in, day out process. It's how we live, love, and lead from the inside out. And I encourage you to not shy away from this, not idea, but this way of life of embracing the opportunity to lead with joy, to live with joy, to love with joy, and to help others actually do the same thing in the workplace. It is achievable. There are organizations that are doing it right now. They've raised their hand. They said, you know what? It's just easier. It's natural. Why? Because we're naturally, as beings, as human beings, we're naturally inclined to care about one another. We're naturally inclined to love one another. So why in the world would we actually tell everyone to, at the door when they come into work, to stop, put love to the side, and now enter? Why would we do that? It's unnatural. And the obstacles that you may be experiencing with leading teams, with getting the best out of your teams, I would submit to you that those obstacles exist because we are leaving love at the door. Don't leave love at the door no more. Go ahead and bring love on in. You know why you should bring love on in? Because love is already there. Because people are already there. And people are love. That's the message for today, folks. I hope you take that message. I hope you take it, share it, and live it in action. My fam, Jess, thanks for jumping in, Jess. I appreciate you. We check you out on the other side. We see you next Tuesday. Y'all have a great love day.